Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Western Association for College Admission Counseling's virtual college fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this is just one of many different sessions happening all throughout the spring, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at the same website where you registered. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/WACAC. And I'm going to put up the schedule for this evening. We are here in session C14, so I will kick things off by turning it over to the University of Southern California.
All right. Hello, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Adriana Serrano, and I'm one of the Senior Assistant Directors for the Office of Admission at USC. And joining me is my colleague, Will, who will also be talking with you all tonight. So to get started, as I mentioned, we are the University of Southern California. And to start us off, I'm going to start off by giving you a glance of who we are as a university. USC is a large private research university, and we have a total, as you can see on screen, 48,500 students total. But in reality, we only have 20,500 undergraduate students. So that means future little children like all of you. So in reality, yes, we are a big campus, but also provide our students a very small and intimate campus field. And one of the many ways that we do that is through our student to faculty ratio, that's 8:1, and also give our students an average class size of around 26. So now that you have a little bit of an intro of who we are as a university, I want to share with you all some of our 6 key talking points that really make USC super special. One of the ones that I'm going to highlight for this presentation is our interdisciplinary studies at USC. We have over 150 plus majors and 200 minors. When you apply to USC, you do have to select a first choice major, but that doesn't mean that that major is set in stone. You can always change your major when you come to USC. And secondly, our global perspective. I like to tell students that when they join the Trojan family, they are getting exposed to a large group of students from all over the world. In reality, we have students coming from California, 42%. Outside of California and all over the US is around 45% and 13% international students. But as you can see on the screen, we have a lot more to offer. And one of our top last ones that I'm going to just mention is our Trojan family, is our alumni network at USC. So that is who we are in a little glance in terms of who we are as a university.
Thank you, Adriana. So just some things that are special about our application process. We read every applications, and even though we're big and receive many applications, we look at every application thoroughly and have no minimum test scores or GPAs. The other thing is your applications can be read by someone who knows your high school and really tries to understand the context of who you are and where you come from. And we also have a counselor in our office who's specialized to work with you in your area from wherever you're attending high school. So we'll put the link up later, but definitely reach out to your territory manager, your admission counselor, if you have questions about USC. Some important dates we want to highlight. December 1st is our priority scholarship deadline. This is when you can apply to USC first. It's not early decision or early action, but every student who applies by December 1st will be eligible for merit scholarships. So definitely recommend doing that. You'll be considered to receive those scholarships. Our priority first year deadline is our regular first year deadline is January 15th. Also keep in mind, if you're considering applying to a talent-based major, you may have an earlier deadline as well. It's likely that you will also need to submit your application and portfolio by December 1st. And to conclude, we just want to say that USC is a need-blind institution. We recently announced that any family making less than $80,000 a year will attend USC tuition free, and that's for first year admission. And we also do try and meet 100% of a family's demonstrated need, but that is not a factor in the admissions process. It's separate from our admission. And with that, we want to thank you for your attention, and please reach out with questions in the Q&A, and we'll answer them as quickly as we can. Take care. Fight on, as we say.
All right, and next we will hear from the University of the Pacific.
All right. Thank you so much for joining today, everyone. My name is Corinne Rao, and I am an assistant director at University of the Pacific. So I'm going to hop right in and jump in and start giving you some information. So you may or may not know, University of the Pacific, we are a tri-campus university, meaning we have 3 campuses throughout the state of California. Our main campus is located in Stockton, and it's where the majority of our undergraduate majors are located. It's also where our pharmacy school is located, the Thomas J. Long School of Pharmacy, but we also have another campus in Sacramento, the McGeorge School of Law, and that is our law school. And then we also have a dental school in San Francisco, the Zamboni School of Dentistry. That's also where our dental hygiene major is located as well. Quick fun facts, University of the Pacific, we are actually the first chartered institution in the state of California to be established, and we were established back in 1851. So we have a long-standing history. In addition to that, we were the first university in California to have the first conservatory of music established, which is still established in the state on our Stockton campus. And then we were also the first institution to offer education to women. So we were the first co-ed institution in California as well. So today we have many different choices in terms of academics. If you are interested in taking a gander and seeing the list, I recommend checking out the screen now. This is a pretty comprehensive list of all of the majors that we do offer. We offer over 100. I would say some popular majors at Pacific include engineering, business, psychology, education, probably common majors that you hear are popular at other universities as well. But something that's a little bit different about our programs is we have a lot of accelerated features to many of the programs we offer. So for example, I mentioned a dental and a pharmacy school earlier. We do have an accelerated pre-pharmacy program and pre-dentistry program where you can become a pharmacist or a dentist in 5, 6, or 7 years total. We also have quite a few majors where you can receive your bachelor's degree in 3 years rather than 4. Most of those majors fall under the umbrella of a humanities related discipline, such as communications, history, English, religious studies, studio art, or an art related major. And then we also do have quite a few programs where you can get your bachelor's and your master's degree in 5 years total. So that includes education, business accounting, engineering, and computer science. No matter what major you saw on that list, we offer internship opportunities for every single one, and that's something that we really do promote at Pacific. We highly, highly encourage for our students to do a lot more than just take courses. We want you to get hands-on experience and build upon your resume and really help you feel confident with the major that you're pursuing by getting that hands-on experience. This is a statistic we always like to mention. Just about 91% of our students 2019 graduates were either fully time employed or on track to attend graduate school within 6 months of graduating. So the vast majority of our students at Pacific within 6 months are on track to take their next steps that they want to do. And we do think that very strong statistic does reflect upon the fact that a lot of our students are doing those internship opportunities and really gaining hands-on experience throughout their time of completing their degree. And of course, we always like to mention also that we are, a small to mid-sized university, but also a Division I university. There's a lot of opportunity for you to exercise your interests by just joining a club, whether that's professional-based or interest-based. And if you're interested in playing a sport or just staying spirited as well, it's definitely a great place to do it. And for all of my juniors, especially on the call, I recommend taking a glance at the screen now, but also any other grade level, of course, as well. If you're interested in applying to Pacific, please remember that our early action deadline is going to be November 15th. I want to kind of put an asterisk on that because if you are interested in potentially applying for pre-dentistry or pre-pharmacy, November 15th is going to be our only hard deadline. Those are our 2 most competitive programs at Pacific, so that is our only deadline. For every other major at Pacific, November 15th is our early action. Now that is non-binding, which means if you apply, you do not have to come to Pacific, but you do receive an early admission decision, which should arrive just about around January if you apply by that November 15th deadline. If you apply by January 15th, let's say you're not ready by November 15th, not interested in pre-den or pre-farm, no worries, it'll still be open. If you apply by January 15th, you will receive your admission decision by March or April at the latest. We have no application fee to apply, so that's never anything you have to worry about. We will be test optional next year for sure, and we are actively talking about just going test optional permanently. But for now, my juniors know that we are for sure test optional when you apply. And really all we're looking for, again, is your transcripts and that application. The application can be submitted via the Common App or on our website, which is the Pacific Thriving Student Application. And again, my name is Corinne Rao. I'm an admission counselor here at Pacific. I'm here as an ongoing resource for you. So if you ever do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out.
All right, and next up is Vanguard University.
Thank you, everyone. One moment. I hope you guys are all doing well tonight. My name is Kelly. I am the Assistant Director here at Vanguard University in the admissions office. For those of you who are not familiar with who Vanguard is, we are a four-year private Christian liberal arts school. We are located in Costa Mesa, California. So that is Southern California, specifically in Orange County. We are about 20 minutes from Disneyland and less than 15 minutes from the beach. Needless to say, we've got a beautiful campus and it's sunny all year round. Another fun fact, just to make note about Vanguard, is that we are Orange County's first four-year college. We were founded in 1920 and are now 101 years old. So a lot of alumni have passed through our doors, and with their help, we've been able to build this beautiful new student center you see on the screen. It's the latest hub on campus and really is a testament to everything that we've done in our community. A bit about our academics. So one thing that sets us apart is our campus size. We've got 1,700 undergraduate students here, and that leads to a class size of about 21 students on average. For every 16 students, there's one faculty member. Another thing to note as well, just being at Vanguard, we do not have any classes taught by teaching assistants, meaning all of your classes are taught directly by the professor, and meaning you're getting information right from the source. This also benefits you if you're seeking any jobs or internships that year. We have a lot of professors who actually reach out to students and offer them research positions. And these are also the people that you want in your corner when you're going to apply to a job when you graduate or a graduate program. Knowing your professors, they will be able to be a professional reference or write you a letter of recommendation. So that is one thing that our professors love to do for our students. And those class sizes span for any major. We've got 39 different degree programs here. Our top 5 most popular majors, or the most amount of students within the major, include business, biology, communication, kinesiology, and psychology. Of course, we have a lot of students who also come to us for nursing, for environmental science, or our new computer science program. We also have a lot to do in the realm of the arts, whether it's music or theater. Even further, we have a really great education and teaching credential program. I did say that we are a Christian school, so we do have a strong spiritual climate. That being said, we're a very diverse institution. We've got a lot of different students from different faith backgrounds who really come to the community to engage with each other and grow in their faith. We do offer chapels for students to attend and volunteer opportunities as well. Service is a really big part of who we are here at Vanguard. So if you're interested in studying abroad or even serving abroad, we have an event called Summer of Service. That's where you spend a few weeks or even a few months in a different country, and we do fundraise for those trips so that you do not have to pay. And we really want to make sure that you're not only learning in the classroom and in the community, but you're also giving back and really maximizing your time at Vanguard. Another thing about our community, of course, college is about developing your lifelong friends. We've got over 125 different clubs and intramural sports teams on campus. We have cultural clubs, we have interest-based clubs, and we also have academic clubs. Another known fact about Vanguard is we have a lot of first-generation students here on campus. So if you or your siblings are the first in your family to go to college, we actually have a club on campus called First to Be You, and that's where they pair you with a professor on campus who is first generation as well. Oftentimes it can be overwhelming to come to college, especially if you're the first one, and no matter what club you're joining on campus, I highly encourage you getting involved in college. It's a really great way to make a big school feel smaller, or a place like Vanguard feel more like a home. Now, if you're looking at professional athletics, we also have recruited sport positions with athletic scholarships. So we play in the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. That's the NAIA division. We have over 18 different men's and women's sports. So if you're interested in athletics, I highly encourage you to go to our athletic website. That's vanguardlions.com, and you can actually fill out a recruiting form. The nice thing about being in the NAIA is that you can actually talk to the coaches directly. I mean, it's a great way to get a scholarship and play the sport that you love. In terms of our application process, we do have fee waiver codes. So you can see the $45 application fee on the screen, but just know that will be waived. I'll put a link on the last slide. If you fill out the interest link, we will send you a free application when you're a senior. Our first application deadline is December 1st, so December 1, easy to remember, and it's a pretty streamlined process. We're not on the Common App or a larger platform. You'll go directly to our website and submit your initial application. Once you submit the initial application, you will turn in your personal statement, also known as the Christian Experience Statement, your official or unofficial transcript, and an SAT or ACT score, though that is not required. We are test optional for this fall, and we plan to be test optional in the future. The only reason we would ask for an SAT or ACT score is if you're interested in pre-nursing. It is a very competitive program. And sometimes if your GPA is below a preferred minimum, we may ask for a test score just to give you the best chance of admission. Now, you don't have to be a Christian to apply to Vanguard. Really, that statement is more about your faith, who you are, and why you want to come to Vanguard. Really, we just want to get to know you. And another great thing about Vanguard is we have academic scholarships. This year, they ranged from $6,000 to $25,000. Those scholarships are available for all freshmen. They're not major specific. So if you are interested in applying to see what scholarship you qualify for, you can fill out the link at the bottom of the screen there, and we can get you started with the free application. Again, if you have any questions, my name's Kelly. Feel free to email us or put it in the chat. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. And next we'll hear from Mills College.
Hi, everybody. My name is Diana Martinez, and I am the Assistant Director of Admissions here at Mills College. We're located in Oakland, California, and here are a few pictures of our school. So I will start by sharing about our admissions team. This is everybody here. So we're here to support you in choosing the college that works best for you. A lot of people think that admissions counselors are gatekeepers, but I want to emphasize that admissions counselors, no matter what college it is, we're here to support you and advocate for you. So here's our contact information. All right, Mills College is a historically women's college, meaning that we started out as a women's college in 1852. But since time has passed, we've decided to change our admissions policy to be more inclusive. So now for our undergraduate admissions, we admit people who identify as women and gender non-binary students who are assigned female at birth. And we do have graduate programs, and we allow people from all genders to be admitted into those programs. We are a liberal arts college, and also we have a strong commitment to equity, inclusion, and social justice. That's something really unique about Mills. We really encourage students to get involved in the community, get involved in social justice, and our curriculum, no matter what you're studying, has intersectionalism within it. So if you're interested in social justice or how social justice can play a role in your career, no matter what it ends up being, this would be a great college for you. So here's a little bit about our student body. We are a small college. We have about 700 undergrads and 400 grad students. As you can see, we have quite a bit of diversity here, and almost half of our students are first-generation college students. We have quite a bit of support for first-gen college students, including a summer bridge program for admitted students who decide to go to Mills, where they'll come early to campus, learn more about the classes and the resources, and by the time they finish that program, they'll have 4 college credits already. Speaking of college credits, here are our academics. So these are all of our different majors, and the gold ones are our most popular majors. The great thing about Mills is none of our majors are impacted. So you're always guaranteed to get the major you want to, and you're more likely to get the classes you want to get into. And graduating in 4 years is very, very doable at Mills because we don't have those impacted majors. If there's a major on here that you don't see quite fits what you want to study, we have the individualized major, and it allows you to design your own major. That's the great thing about a liberal arts education. You have the opportunity to tailor your own major so that it fits your passions, the different things you want to explore, and also the specific career path you want to go into. So we are, as I said, in beautiful Oakland, California. The great thing about our location is that we are in the middle of a huge metropolitan area, and we are able to have partnerships and connections with a lot of different organizations and companies and agencies so that you can do internships there, so that you can have career connections at these different places. And also, we are a beautiful, lovely campus. When you're there, it's peaceful and serene and beautiful. It doesn't feel like you're in the middle of a city. It's like a small town within a really big, fabulous city. All right, so I'm going to jump right into application details because we really believe in equity and access here at Mills College. So we do a holistic review process. We don't have a minimum GPA, and we do not require SAT or ACT scores. We've been test optional for quite a number of years because it's something that goes into equity and access. So that's an optional part of the application, but you can also go ahead and, if you're interested in Mills, fill out the application, send in transcripts, and we just need one academic letter of recommendation. So here are our deadlines. Early action for Mills is non-binding. That's a part of the equity and access part of our review process. You just find out early, get your financial aid package early so that you have a longer time to make your decision. However, if you want to wait until after the winter break to turn in your application, January 15th is going to be the regular decision deadline. And Mills is also a great option for affordability. We actually just a few years ago reduced our tuition by 36%. So we're a more affordable option, and we have a lot of different scholarship opportunities. So if you're a first-year student and you're applying to our merit scholarships, the highest merit scholarship you can get is $14,000 a year. That's about half of tuition. And then on top of that, we have a lot of need-based aid. So that's a little bit about Mills. If you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to contact us. My email address is right here, and there's the General Admissions Office email address. Thank you so much.
Great. And next we will hear from Lake Tahoe Community College.
Hi, everyone. I dropped some links in the chat just because I have some internet issues up in this mountain town. It happens a lot. And so I have my presentation there just in case I lose you at some point. Lake Tahoe Community College. We are a community college in California, meaning that we're public and very, very affordable. And the slides, the pictures that I'm showing here, why I like to show them is these are actually classes you can take for college credit, academic credit. This is in our wilderness and outdoor leadership outdoor education program, which is really unique to us and no other California community colleges, and compares to a lot of other really neat programs you will find in private schools, but for perhaps half or less than half the price. In some cases, you could go to community college for free. So this just looks fun to everybody. I'll backtrack. My name is Elizabeth Loudon, and I'm the program coordinator of outreach and dual enrollment. So next slide. I'm going to talk a little bit about the benefits of our programs and some of our program options. And then also there's this tag transfer admissions guarantee. And so if you earn a GPA that's in the range of 2.7 to 3.4, depending on where you want to transfer to, you can transfer to these UC schools with a transfer degree, and you're automatically guaranteed admission to those UC schools. And I can say that statistically speaking, if you want to go to a UC school for your bachelor's, you are 8 times more likely to get in as a transfer student than as a brand new freshman. So this is a really amazing option if you're looking at having a degree that in the end is from one of these institutions, but costs quite a bit less. Also, you can transfer to other schools, any other school. Many of our credits are highly transferable. And then also a lot of our students do go to UC Davis, UC Berkeley, UC San Diego. So it's a really amazing option for transfer. Okay, here's the concept of meta majors. So what we've realized is that a lot of students are going to change their major, maybe more than once. I know that I did, and I know that it's common for a lot of us to go through not knowing what we want. And actually, given your group, if you're a traditional student, right, so you're in high school right now, the likelihood that you're going to have the same career your whole life is next to nothing. You are going to do all kinds of things. So rather than make you come in knowing exactly what you want or urging you with all this pressure to know what program you're interested in, we have this thing called meta majors. And it's like you pick a group of things that you are interested in. You can see the 5 meta majors here: health and public safety, society, culture, education. And each group is kind of a theme. And then you can start out exploring those themes. And as you explore, you become more clear about what you're interested in, what you like. Maybe you do a work experience or a work-based learning or internship opportunity, and that helps you clarify some things. But you don't have to commit, which is really, really neat. You can, if you know exactly what you want, but you don't have to. Also, students who come in and they have no idea, sometimes I recommend that they start in that business, hospitality, and leadership and do outdoor education, because it almost feels like a gap year. You come, you're taking classes for free, but you're learning how to be a ski instructor or a rock climbing guide, or you're taking classes in whitewater rafting. I mean, it's an adventure education program, which is super fun and helps you kind of gain some skills to understand what you would like to do next. So here's some options, and this is just a sampling. It's not all of our programs, but I show on one side the certificates in technical education, and some of these could take way less than a year. Some of them, maybe you complete them in a quarter or 2 quarters. We're on a quarter system as a school. And then you have something you can go and get a job right away, which is pretty neat. So ski and snowboard instructor, we have a 1-year fire academy, and afterwards the jobs you can get with that fire academy are fantastic. And so students do that. So we have the certificates in technical on one side, and some of those are only 3 or 4 classes. And then we have associate's degrees, and we have all the classics that you would expect to see, you know, English and math, different kinds of social sciences and hard sciences. But then also we have some associate's degrees in some unique programs like culinary arts, hospitality, wilderness education. And so there's a whole variety here, and I would encourage you to reach out to me about these if you're interested. Also on campus, we have a partnership with an extension of some of the 4-year institutions. So we have a 4-year college partnership with Washington State University, Pullman. So go Cougars. And you could start with us and then go straight into that hospitality and business management program without even leaving Lake Tahoe, if that's what you wanted to do. And you could be employed the whole time, making great money. And all of their graduates get jobs by the time they're finished with that program, which is pretty impressive. And then Brandman also has more bachelor's degrees that you could come right into. And one of the most popular is education. If you want to go into teaching, there's a desperate need for teachers right now. So you could go straight from LTCC to just walk across the campus, which is quite small, and you would be over at Brandman taking those classes. So here's something about us. This is a picture of the staff on Halloween. We're a really small, tight-knit group, and you'll be supported. It's a tiny college relative to all the other colleges that are on this call. We are so small. We might even feel more like a high school sized college, which comes with a lot of advantages. We have housing and dorms, a lot of zero textbook cost classes, and you can save at least $8,000 a year. So I just wanted to show the Promise program. If you want to go completely for free, check out that link I put in the chat. And then this is my contact information, and you can go and explore more about our school. Thanks so much for listening. We hope to see you at LTCC.
All right, and our last school for this 6x6 is Fresno Pacific University.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Let me go ahead and share my screen here, get started. My name is Sarah Bang. I'm one of the admission counselors here at Fresno Pacific University. If you have no idea where FPU is located, we are in the heart of California, the Central Valley. As you can see here, we have beautiful national parks in our backyard, beautiful hiking trails, and not too far from the Bay Area, you see San Francisco, Monterey Bay, Pismo Beach, about 2-3 hours away, 4 hours away from LA. And so if you should choose FPU as your school for your college journey, it'll be beautiful here. You have access to beautiful places and 300 days of sunshine. Now here at FPU, our traditional undergraduate population, meaning our students coming from high school, similar to some of you, or transferring in from another college or university, makes up this number. We're just a little over 1,000. So with this number alone, you get the idea that our class sizes are fairly small as well. We have 11 students to one faculty or professor. Our average class size is about 23. We do have over 100 areas of studies, different majors and minors to choose from. One of our newest major is nursing, and so we believe that's going to probably be one of the popular majors for our students in a couple years here. But some popular majors are psychology, business communications, pre-health. Along with that, none of our programs are impacted, so you don't have to worry about not getting into the program of your choice. On average, our students are maintaining or do maintain a 3.4 GPA. So that's considered good academic standing. Again, we have devoted professors who will work with you one-on-one to make sure you are doing well academically. And the last thing I want to highlight on this slide here is majority of our professors do hold an advanced degree, like a PhD, and so you will be getting a quality education here, incredible education here. Now, FPU does have what we call a 4-year graduation guarantee, meaning our students do complete, majority of our students do complete their degree in 4 years, sometimes even sooner, 3 to 3.5 years. So the moment you get accepted to FPU, right away, we assign you to your major advisor. You begin working on your 4-year plan to make sure that you are on track. In case, say you want to get started in your career early, maybe go to grad school, medical school, law school, whatever your plan may be, we want to make sure that you get there in the time frame that you would like. Now, here is an example, a pie chart of what it may look like, what it can look like for you paying for college. We do have different FPU scholarships and grants available to you. We have over 100 private donor scholarships that you can apply for once you get admitted to FPU. We also have academic scholarships that are based on your high school GPA that you don't have to apply for. And so this is technically, your academic scholarship is a free scholarship that we will grant you. It ranges from $7,000 to a full ride, again, depending on your GPA, and it'll be renewable for 4 years here at FPU. Now, 98% of our students do receive financial aid. So I always encourage my students to complete FAFSA. Even if you think that you may not get any financial aid, give it a try. You may be eligible for Cal Grant or federal grants, and that can cover a good portion of your cost. Right away, when you get to FPU, you will be in contact with your financial advisor. They will let you know what loans are available to you that you can accept or decline, and if you're eligible for on-campus job to work and pay your tuition at the same time. Excuse me, the dark blue here, remaining balance, that can be covered from outside scholarships, maybe loans, or maybe funds that you and your family choose to contribute. And so again, this is just an example of what it may look like, and to let you know that you don't have to pay for college all out of pocket. So how to get started, you can access our application at experiencefpu.com. We are also on Common App. So if you are a senior and you're still working through applications, feel free to apply. There is a $40 application fee, but since you attended this information session, feel free to use that promo code Sarah. It's just my first name, SARAH, to waive that fee. Again, this is for my seniors currently in this session. Of course, we'll need your high school and maybe college transcripts if you are dual enrolled or you're taking some college courses while in high school. Currently, we are test optional. You don't have to submit your ACT or SAT test scores unless you would like to, but they will not affect your admission decision. For the future, we're hoping to move forward with test optional, but that's yet to be confirmed. But currently, for my seniors who are still applying or working through their application for fall 2021, it will be test optional for you. Now on the right here, these are some important dates. We have 2 priority application deadlines, which are December 1st and March 1st. However, you do have until August 15th to submit your application. If you have any questions on this or any of the slides that I went over, feel free to contact me or drop down some questions in the Q&A box. I am here to help you through. Thank you.
All right, everyone. So with our last couple of minutes, I want to invite all of our panelists to turn on their screens again. And I've got a couple general questions that we'll go through and have everybody answer, again in presentation order. So we'll go back to USC first, while our other panelists are answering questions that come through the Q&A. So first up, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process, like so many of our folks who are watching are right now?
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and get us started here. One advice that I would give students is to utilize every section of the application. When you're applying to USC or any college in general, every section of the application is a piece of the puzzle that's going to tell us a lot more about you. So really do take advantage of every section. Try to provide as many answers to questions that you think we may have. We're not mind readers. So the more information you provide, the better. And of course, it's going to sound a little cliche, but definitely be yourself.
And I recommend definitely just making sure to put yourself out there for sure. If you're interested in a college or you're thinking, I think I might want to live in that area where that college is, apply. If you apply, it's an option down the road. At the end of the day, you'll have all of your options laid out for you. You can weigh out your pros and your cons. And as long as you apply and you take the initiative to check that box, you'll have it there as a choice. So sorry to cut you off, Will. If I did, I apologize.
You're good. Thank you.
Great. So my piece of advice is to apply to your dream schools, apply to your reach schools. Never look at an institution and think, wow, this GPA, I don't have that GPA, I can't apply. Like USC mentioned, universities look at you as a whole person. They look at you holistically. So if you're worried about something on your transcript or something in relation to your GPA, oftentimes schools will have an academic statement. This is actually a specific portion of their application for you to explain anything that hasn't come through on your transcript. Remember, we only see the grade letter. We don't see the story behind that. So tell us who you are. I like to say that a person who overcomes challenges and has learned throughout their time in high school is the type of applicant that we want to see as admissions counselors.
My advice has to do with financial aid. So the first thing I want to say is when you look at colleges' tuitions, just know that you're not necessarily going to be paying that full tuition. Of course, there's federal and state aid, but also each institution has a big pot of money to give for scholarships. So don't ever not apply to a school because you think it looks too expensive. You may be surprised because some of the most expensive schools end up giving a lot of scholarship money. Also, I would just say to look for scholarships outside of the schools themselves. There's scholarships.com and fastweb.com will help you find scholarships. And also just get a head start on your FAFSA because there are some aspects of it that might take a little longer to get together. So make sure you're just doing everything you can to support your dreams with scholarship opportunities and with getting your FAFSA stuff together on time. And for those of you who live in California, if you're undocumented, then we have the California DREAM Act application.
I have two things. One, I want to echo that, avoid debt. When I did my college journey, I applied to 18 schools and I went to the school that gave me the best aid package. And I thank myself for it as an adult every single day. I didn't pay for grad school either. And it's like, it's just so nice to have that freedom. When you're entering the career world and you're trying to figure things out, it's great not to be saddled with $100K in debt. And I have friends who had that problem, and it's definitely not been a good journey. So that's one thing, and that's why I work for community college, because we can make it free for so many people, and it's fantastic. And then the second piece is, there's so much pressure on this making the right choice for where you're going to go to college. And I want you to take a deep breath and just realize that you can't go wrong. There's no wrong choice. College is what you make it. And when you engage and you choose to take advantage of opportunities and you try to get to know people and spend time in your professor's office hours and, take classes that light your fire, you get the most out of it, no matter where you are. So, take some pressure off. It's going to be okay. And you can't make a wrong choice. It's all about what you make it.
All right, everyone had great advices. I wish I knew that when I was applying. Well, my advice is know your deadlines, whether it be for FAFSA, whether it be for scholarships, whether it be to the different schools that you are applying to. Know your deadlines, highlight them, write them down, however you can remember them, because that's very important, because I know with every school, we all have different deadlines for certain things. And so that would be, my advice to all of you students.
All right, I love those answers. So with the last 2 minutes, while we have our reps wrapping things up in the Q&A, I've got one more question for you, and it is always my favorite of the evening. What is your favorite event or tradition on campus? Just something that makes your school unique and maybe doesn't make it into the official presentation.
I can start with that one. So we're a super large campus. And what makes us so large is we have lots of different opportunities for students to get involved in, and we have over 1,000 clubs and organizations. And my favorite event on campus happens in the first 2 weeks of the school year. It's the Student Activities Fair. And all these tents line up on the center of campus, Truesdale Parkway, and you can just go around and sign up for any club and org you want, even ones that you don't really didn't know a lot about or didn't intend to go to a meeting. But I really like it as someone who works at USC because there's lots of students walking around. It's usually sunny, bright, and beautiful, as it often is in Southern California. But it's just a great way to showcase what USC students love to do and to get involved in different things.
I'm just going to add our marching band. You definitely have to see it. You can find it all over social media. They are the spirit of USC, and it's always so much fun just to see them play and, hear some of our favorite songs.
What's the new song they just covered, Adriana? Oh, it's so good. They have a great cover of Billie Eilish, right? Bad Guy. Oh, yeah, so good.
That sounds very cool. One event that I always like to hear from students about, and I've also been for maybe just a second, it also happens in first 2 or 3 weeks of school typically, and it's our annual block party that we throw. And it's just a really big event for our incoming students and also our current students. And it's kind of like a kickoff event to start off the year before classes start and get really serious. And it's a night full of just live music. We have a whole stage brought out, of course, dancing, giveaways, and it's kind of just like a good old time with old friends and for you to make new friends as a current freshman as well. So I always love that. And it's always hear the funnest stories from students. They have a good time, so.
So our weekly, or it's a yearly campus tradition, is a little out there. It's called Humans versus Zombies Week. So basically this is a week-long game of tag. There's one zombie, and you can use Nerf guns, or if you don't have Nerf guns, usually it's socks. They use their socks, and it's a huge game of tag. And by the end, the last few people left standing are the victors. And I've even heard of professors getting involved. So it's a really fun way in spring semester to kind of kick off the year and really just bring everyone together as a campus, but also be ultra competitive.
At Mills, every spring we have the seniors paint the senior wall, and it's a beautiful tradition because we can see kind of the students reflecting on their last 4 years. And actually today I was on campus and got to take some pictures, so I'll let the pictures speak for themselves.
So at Lake Tahoe Community College, we actually have a cross-country ski track on our campus. So I guess my favorite event is ski season because, people will actually start using that. And, there's professors who ski to work, which is pretty cool. Like, cross-country skiing, they live down the way and they just, get their skis on and go. Or you can take your snowshoes out. Dogs are playing around and the dogs just love snow. They get like zoomies, where they run around and they're all happy and excited eating snowflakes and stuff. And it's a super cool community thing because it's really the center of the community. So there's lots of people throughout town that show up and use this. And it's only like, I don't know, $10 to use it for the whole year. And they keep it groomed and manicured for you so that you can actually go out and enjoy it safely.
Here at FPU, one of the traditions that we do or we have every year is a Thanksgiving luncheon. So either the week before, the week of Thanksgiving, we literally, the entire campus shuts down and we go into our gym and we have a meal together. There are students putting on, shows, performances, and we just have a good time sharing a meal together.
All right, so with that, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you to all of the presenters and all of the participants who joined us today. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you could provide. And again, this is just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at the same website where you registered. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording, as well as all the other session recordings at strivescan.com/WACAC. So thank you again to all the presenters, to everybody who joined us this evening, and have a lovely night.